Kia ora and welcome. I'm Nicole from One Agency in Waimakariri, and today I'm joined by Laura Thomas, owner of Hidden Habitats Native Plants Nursery. Thank you very much for joining me.
Hello.
Also mother of two beautiful boys.
Hi there.
Hiya.
My dog just walked in, sorry.
That's all right. So, Laura, do you want to tell us about your experience purchasing your very first property?
Sure. So my husband and I actually had the opportunity to buy it when we were right out of university. And that was mostly because we had some family contacts in the real estate banking world, which helped us. It was like just this little tiny, like wartime kind of cottage that was super small and was owned by an elderly couple. And we bought it for pretty cheap and then just spent a year or two fixing it up. Like we both worked full time and worked weekends and evenings to fix it up. And so it wasn't like a huge sentimental house, but it was kind of like got us to kind of where we are now.
All right. What advice would you give? I was going to say give to someone, but I think I might say, what advice would you give your children when they're looking for a new home?
I think, well, I give this advice all the time to like new homeowners is that I feel like the first house shouldn't be your perfect house. I always kind of look at it as like your first job. So it'll kind of teach you what you want and kind of help you get to where you want to go, but it doesn't have to be the dream house. That's kind of, I feel like people feel like it should be perfect, and I don't think it should be perfect. It should just kind of like suit your needs at the time.
Yeah. So try to and try to keep not overstretch yourself as well. I find, go for a lesser mortgage.
Exactly, especially the budget. Like, don't, yes, key.
All right. So, looking back, have you had any disappointments in the property?
Um, Not really. Like I was pretty lucky that I had a partner and family that were really knowledgeable. Like I had a father-in-law that was a real estate appraiser, and his father was a real estate agent. So, and then we always had really knowledgeable real estate agents that we dealt with because of his contacts in the industry. So we were always pretty like in the know, and we always felt really secure with our decision. Um, and I think we always went in knowing what we wanted out of a house, whether we were just going to live in it temporarily for a few years. So yeah, we weren't ever really, we had no big regrets. I think the only thing that I wish that the house that we have now was closer to like a bike path. That's like my biggest annoyance right now is that we can't bike from our house anywhere because we live on a busy road. So you got to research that stuff sometimes. Bike
Yeah.
paths.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah. So looking from now into your future, do you feel like wealth generation could be obtained by investing in property?
Yeah, I've always felt that way. And I think, well, that's kind of how we were able to afford the house that we're in now. So prior, like this is the fourth house we've owned, and the other three houses we essentially bought as investment. So we kind of put our investment into like, fixing it up, renovating it. Sorry, that wasn't an earthquake. That was my dog. Um, so absolutely. Yeah, we definitely view our properties that way.
Nice. And what would you say are your top five to buying or selling a property?
Um, for selling a property, sorry, this dog. Clean it. Clean it like the queen is coming to visit, because no one likes going to houses that are not tidied or like I think personally it depends on whether it's staged or not. I think is important too, but definitely just clean your house, and then moving into a house, clean it again.
Yeah.
Um, and other things that I think it's important to look at, like the location of the house, because ultimately, like, you can't change where your house is, but you can always change things about your house, like if your family changes or your interests change, but like you can't change the community. Or yeah, like if you decide that you hate driving your kids to town every night, that maybe you shouldn't have lived in the country and that you should have lived in town. So things like that I think are worth kind of like thinking about and researching. And I had other ones too, which I can't remember right now. But yeah, I think just kind of really knowing, like, oh, I remember what it is now. Really considering your outdoor living area. And this is kind of like a personal pet peeve of mine, is that people kind of look at their house as like this little tiny box and that's it, not realizing that like a room or a kitchen. So really taking into consideration the outdoor rooms and outdoor spaces.
Nice. Oh, those are fantastic tips. and despite the dog, we managed to get through it all.
Yes.
Any last advice or anything else you can think of that you'd like to share with other home buyers and sellers out there?
I don't think so. I think just being reasonable and like what we were saying before about, you know, yeah, because I think a lot of people can be house poor or whatever the saying is, and not expecting it to like be the house of your dreams right away. That it can be something that grows to be.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for speaking with us today, Laura.
You're welcome.
And I'm Nicole.
No problem.
And I'm Nicole from One Agency in Waimakere, and you've been watching Mother Knows Best.